Hello, virtual audience and friends, and however you have stumbled upon this content, we appreciate you. Maybe on LinkedIn or YouTube, thank you for joining us for the Happy Half Hour Show, a show in the time of Corona based on the three main reasons why I went to trade shows: to meet cool people, discover new brands, and extract insights that help drive strategy in the industry. On today's show, we have our first combo interview with the head of sales and the head of design for one of the most adorably squishable plush toys. Squishables, that's right. They're here to share insights and talk about what makes their brand unique in the marketplace. First, Kim Ryan representing the sales team.
Yes. Go left.
Versus Sam Cooper rolling with the design team.
Woo, woo. Hey, what's up?
That's pretty good. It was that was reminiscent of Remember the Titans. Remember the right side, strong side kind of thing? We don't even have to do it. I try to make the gag work, but it's okay. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, Steve. Thank you very much.
Amazing. We'll start with the basics. We would love to know the story of how Squishables became so squishable. Every great superhero has an origin story. What's the origin of your brand?
Aaron and Zoe, our founders, started the company about 13 years ago, and they just stumbled upon like really big, fat, squishable animals like this. This is one of our cats. And they really grew organically from just a few customers to consumers first, and then did some trade shows. That's how they started, and they grew into the comfort foods a few years later, but really started organically from them stumbling upon those big, fat, squishy designs.
Did they have any experience in the toy business?
No, they actually didn't. It's kind of cool. They are incredibly brilliant people. They are, Zoe's actually a professor at NYU, which is really amazing. And they both come from like a tech background, actually. So they just happened to be backpacking in Asia, kind of stumbled upon these prototypical Squishables before they were actually squishable, and imported them, loved them. And then just people, really enjoyed them a lot. So they were like, hey, we can like actually design our own. And it kind of just went from there.
I'm always fascinated with what's the tipping point to get somebody in the toy industry. Sometimes it's inspiration while traveling abroad. Other times it's, anything else we'll discover on this show. But Kim, I want to come back to you. You have a unique background before joining Squishables in leading sales, to lead sales, including owning your own rep group. Can you tell us more about your background and what was the inspiration? What attracted you to this cool new brand?
Sure. So I was a road rep, like many of the diverse reps were, for about 15 years. And then when the owner of that company passed away, I took over ownership. So I was the owner of a large multi-line rep group in the Northeast. Wow. And for quality of life purposes, I decided to transition into the sales management side and got into the toy industry through another company, which I love working with, which was Klutz. We're fun partners with Klutz.
Shout out to Klutz.
Shout out to Klutz and to Stacy and Rachel. And after a few years there, I met Aaron and started talking. And what I loved about Squishables, it was, as you said, we wear many hats, and it's not a pigeonhole like I'm just doing sales. I help with marketing and product, and Sam, helps me with sales. So we really do everything together. It's a small company staff-wise, which people are shocked when they see what comes out of, the amount of designs that come out of this company. I love the yes culture of them. We say yes, we try things. It's not a corporate structure where I have to hear a lot of no's before I could get a yes. They really let me try, experiment, and it's, most things work, not everything does, but we've grown just because of they're willing to let us try pretty much anything, which I love about it, which is what the toy industry needs.
I love that. Sam, how long have you been at the company?
I've been here for about almost 5 years now, actually, which is crazy to think. So yeah, I actually came from, I started in the point of purchase sale, actually display business. I was a graphic designer there. Then for, many years later, I was in home decor, moved to New York and decided to start designing toys.
I love it. I love it. Well, this question's for both of you, but Kim first. Kim, can you quantify the success of this brand? For example, how many stores are you in? How many followers do you have on social? Total units, whatever makes the most sense to help our viewers understand how big this brand really is.
So we have sold last year over 750,000, 750,000 pieces last year altogether. So far, we've sold almost 3 million units since the starting of the company. we're in about 2,000 doors, and that was 500 door increase from the year before. So we have really been increasing consistently our doors, our units, our stores, a little bit of everything. So we've, obviously this last couple of months are different from all of us, and we'll see what the end of the year brings. But we've been able, because of diversification of the types of our customer base, we've had a revenue stream every day, every week since day one of COVID shutdown. So we've been very fortunate. And that goes back to Zoe and Aaron's creative thinking and diversifying our business.
Incredible success. That's great. Sam, could you comment? I know your followers have grown on social. Could you give us a little timeline and how you approach content manufacturing?
Sure. I mean, when I came to Squishable almost 5 years ago, they still were already at about 1 million fans on Facebook, which is insane. And we're still steady at about that. But we have really grown our Instagram, which has been really cool. We're at about like 157,000 right now, I believe, which we have grown totally organically over, a few years. It takes time. And
Absolutely.
It's just been really interesting to kind of see what images work. It's such a visual content platform, and we've just kind of collected a lot of data, something that Squishable does across the board. We just throw everything out there. We try anything. There's a lot of trial and error. And it's just like, all right, what's going to work? What's not going to work? We're, because we don't come from a toy background, except with the exception of Kim, of course, we don't really know the rules to break. So we just operate in this very kind of, unique way. And we're very accessible to the fans. That's the other thing. Rachel, Pat, Yuan, and I are very, into talking to our fans on, whether it's a live stream or commenting back. You're hearing from someone from the team. So, people know their names. We know our fans' names. It's just a really cool community.
Authenticity sells. I love it. Well,
Totally.
ladies,
interesting. Some of our retailers actually tell me they look at our social media to see what the fans are liking, and they choose their selection based on that. And there is a big division of the product our special toy stores would choose versus what our fans like. But now, because of the fan base on social media, our retailers are smart enough to know they should actually listen to those feeds and look at what people are liking, and they bring different things in over time, just realizing how much social media is impacting their world also.
I love it. Imagine if we had like a live catalog where things would shift from front page to back page, depending on the engagement rate on the social media post of that item. Could be really cool. I love how data driven you guys are. Mm-hmm. But I was about to say that I got super excited because I got the chance to preview your fall catalog. Can we do the same for our viewers? Can we show them a few new Squishables coming out this fall?
Totally.
Sure.
I have so many, so I grabbed a few of my favorites. You might see a couple behind me. For instance, people have been wanting us to make French fries for years. And every time, exactly, I know, isn't it the best? Little ketchup guy, little fries have little faces. And we would always do, kind of that classic red sleeve with like the fries sticking out. It just always looked like a weird hand. And we're like, we just can't get this right. And so I think we finally nailed it this year, and we're really happy with how this guy turned out. Let's see. And this is one of our comfort foods, as Kim mentioned earlier. We have a lot of food related items.
I'm hungry looking at that.
I know, right? Me too. Oh, French fries, definitely.
Look at that.
Fry, right?
That is hilarious.
So these are grapes. This is another thing we put this off for so long just because we thought it was going to be really difficult to get the construction right, but I think it turned out pretty cool.
Awesome.
It's very squishy.
I like that a lot.
What else? Well, in this same
color because of Prince, I just want to go on record and saying that.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Mm-hmm. I can also show. This is like super, super new. I just got this version. This is our giant version of our ramen.
Tatsukumen. I can't say it.
It's got lots of little, details more than the mini has, just because there's more space. So we could kind of do some cool stuff with it. So we're really excited how this one turned out. Our we really love like just putting little faces on.
That's adorable. The little
other things.
Kim, would you mind showing, if somebody has never seen the Squishables brand, now we've seen what's coming out, what's the
Right.
baseline of the brand? Can we see some of the best sellers?
Sure. I don't have the big avocado here. You have the avocado there, Sam. Well, you want to show that, and I'll grab a couple things that I have here.
Sure.
Sam, hit
This
us
is
with
the
avocado.
mini size. Yes, this is the mini.
So
we
the
also
large
have-
one outsells the mini in volume or in dollars?
Mini outsells quantity, but the dollars are pretty much equal between the mini and a larger one. They're pretty much neck and neck. You know, people think we're the avocado company, and at every trade show, they think we're a brand new
Nice
company when the
compliment.
avocado came out about 3-4 years ago. But even it's only about less than 20% of our business. About 14% of our business is avocados. So we're not just all about avocados, but our avocado every year, Aaron says this is the last year they're going to slow down, and they don't, and they're still rising. So I think it's just going to be a staple in our business.
Love that. Love that. That's great.
Some kind of recent top sellers are pumpkin spice latte. Came out last fall. There's a mini one coming out this year. But again, it's the detail. It's it's that tween customer. That's one thing about Squishable, that we appeal to all ages. We're not the just 8 to 12-year-old. We have a huge college market, a big market in the gaming, comic book stores, young adults of all ages. So we don't stop at 12 years old. And we don't design that way either. So here's our pumpkin spice latte, amazing. You can see the popcorn behind me, one of my favorites, and we have 2 sizes of that. One of our first bowl things we did was like our mac and cheese. So I think that one of the ones that started after we did the ramen. So there's mac and cheese. It is the details. When we're in the office together, hopefully we're back at some point, and the big box is like our own opening thing. We open up our box of prototypes, and the sales team, like me and Aaron, like, oh yeah, that looks great. And Sam and Pat was like, oh no, it's missing a macaroni, or this design. It's just so funny, the details that they see that they want to perfect, and obviously it works because what comes out is incredible, as you saw the grapes and the other items. So they have such an eye for detail, and I'm amazed, honored to work with them.
I love
and
it.
then we do some animals. There's our flamingo.
Love that.
Non-foods.
A trending little animal.
Yep.
Guys, well, I want to switch gears with you a little bit. And Kim, you have been very active in the Astra community, especially the Astra Camp virtual event. Can we talk a little bit about that in the organization in general?
Sure. So, our core business still is our specialty toy stores, even though we're diversified in other types of accounts, which we're happy to do that. But it's our specialty toy that we design for, that we make displays for, our catalog is based for. So Astra certainly is that. And I love that Astra you have the retailers, you have sales reps, you have manufacturers, all of us working together. And it truly is a close-knit community. We have our own retailer board we created based on some of our Astra board members. A shout out to Steve and Simi from Barston's. They were one of Aaron's very first retail customers. Their customer number is 00020. So that tells you, like, they were from day one, supported us. So the Astra group is tremendous. We really work well together. Obviously, we've all been together in Orlando a few weeks ago and done our Astra show. Our Astra show way beats our Toy Fair show. People love to engage with us. They get to meet Sam and Pat, and they're in our booth for a long time, and they love that. We don't get as much of that at Toy Fair, but Astra really is where we belong. So the virtual show, we don't know how it's going to work. It's our best way. The video that some people saw yesterday that was just launched does show our art team, Pat and Sam, showing it. It's the best that we can do because it's a very tactile product, which trade shows are perfect for us. But I think that video is helping. But we will support Astra because really they support us, and we'll support that group as well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're gonna take advantage of every show that wherever the customers are, we're going. I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Yes.
Well, Sam, we learned a little bit about how you got into the company, into the toy business, but I'm curious from a young people entering the toy industry, the gift industry, the design industry in general. Do you have any advice about a career in toys for people that might be thinking about it, or maybe more importantly, not even thinking about it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had no idea I was going to get into toys. I went to school for illustration and graphic design, and I was always an artist. I knew I wanted to do something creative, and I love drawing animals. I thought I was going to be in animation. I think the biggest piece of advice I can say, especially in a creative field, is just to stay so open-minded. And it's been so interesting to see that even my previous careers, like now that I'm in an industry that I really love, I'm actually looking backwards to seeing, you know, I have a lot of the same customers and, you know, reps and things as I had back when I was in home decor. And then I also work on designing all of our displays, which is so funny because I thought I'd get away from that and I'd never see that again. But you just have to really think about, you know, don't burn any bridges, just kind of soak it all in, try things, say yes. I truly do believe you'll eventually get, you know, into a place that you're comfortable and that you really love.
I love that. That's really good. Sam, we talked about this slightly, but your plush photographs so well, and I'm sure you've been getting some great user-generated content. Can you talk about how that's changed marketing in general? And can you talk about a little, with 157 followers, shout out. I mean, I know how much work that takes. That is not easy. Can you talk a little bit more about how you got there? Because it's something we all want for the brands we work with.
Totally. I have to give major props to my designer, Rachel, who single-handedly runs our Instagram right now. She does all the photography, all of the editing, and she just has her ear to the ground, like kind of knows what's working, especially on that platform. And, you know, we have this, if you scroll through our Instagram, you'll see it's got this really pretty kind of rainbow grid and it feels very authentic to us. But people respond really well to it as well. So again, with the data, we just kind of saw like, what are the best times to post when, you know, and what markets are looking at us at those particular times. And we've also really utilized different ways of, interacting with our fans. So now Instagram has the capability of doing polls and questions and live streams and stuff like that. So it's a really easy way for us to just stay connected, you know, hear what our fans have to say. We love to take their suggestions. I mean, really at the heart of the company is our fans. We wouldn't be anything without them. And I think all of us would agree.
I love it. That's so good. Kim, any other insights from the sales department lead that we can take away before we close out the show?
Well, I do have a story in the last couple of weeks talking about Rachel again, who does her Instagram. She had designed an item about 6 months ago, a plague doctor. And the prototype came in the middle of this COVID and she wanted to post it. And I said, you know, like, no, it's too soon. I don't think we should do it. Thank God she didn't listen to me. She really just wanted to post it just to get feedback. We had no idea what this would be, just to get feedback, whether it was negative or whatever. I mean, within days, we had people begging for it, and we have 30,000 units of that pre-sold, more than our avocados. It's our top selling item right now. 30,000.
On an Instagram decision. Instagram validated.
Yes. And honestly, so my advice from sales lead is listen to the designer, listen to Rachel, who knows who her fans are. It shocked all of us what that was. So we all have to become open-minded, especially the last few months. We're all doing work differently. Our photography is being done from Rachel's apartment. Prior to that, we had an older office, and right now our office is in Soho, but before that, we had a small little office. And the first time I met the office, knowing what our photographer was or what it looked like, to see where she actually did the photography, we had like a little tiny corner of his little tiny office. It's shocking what comes out of that, you know, the area that she does it. So just listen to your colleagues, like sales team. You're nothing without your marketing and design team. And I know it goes both ways, but just we all have to be more open-minded and listen to what our fans want. And maybe the stores wouldn't have gone with that, but now that they see how many fans are loving this product, it's incredible.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to put you guys both on the spot. The animal of the year 2021 is Kim first.
I'm going to go back to a year ago because we finally are coming out with our axolotl. People know what it is now. Yes. And we finally have one. It's going to be shipping soon. So I'm going to go there. Thanks to you, Steve.
Sam?
That's a good one. I'm going to say, and I know that this has kind of been popular for a little while, and I'm a huge llama lover, but I'd really like to redesign our alpaca. And I just think that they are still really fun and cute, and people still really love them.
Hey, shout out Machu Picchu. Shout out Lima, Peru.
Yes.
They sew llama hair llamas, and it is the softest piece of plush, the second softest piece of plush I've ever touched in my life.
They're amazing. Amazing.
You did it. It's the final countdown, aka
Yes.
the last segment of the Triple H. It's the creation of positive energy where you get to shout out anyone, anywhere in the world for doing a great job. Kim first, the floor is yours.
I'd just say just the whole team that we have and our partners, our international partners and our reps, it's just not one person. We just need everybody to work together, and we just have huge supporters that love us and want us to succeed. And I just shout out to them.
Awesome. Sam?
I'm gonna, kind of echo that and say, our own team, including our actual Squishable store staff, they've been amazing through all of this too. And I know it's been a really challenging time. And also just, like our reps and our stores, and it's such a cool thing that it's Squishable. As a designer, I get to go out and meet these people, and it's just like a really nice symbiotic relationship, because like Kim said, like we all have to coexist and work together to make something really successful. So thank you to everybody.
The world isn't a seesaw, it's an infinity loop. I'm Kit Hart, Steve Starobinsky. Thank you so much. This is where we look at the camera and say bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Steve.
Bye. Thank you, Steve. Later.
Bye, guys. Thank you. See you later.